Hi, I'm Terry Clinefelter,
I'm Jenae Crowley.
and you're going to see our two faces in videos that we are creating for you and your child to help you implement Pathways to Reading Homeschool. We thought perhaps we should introduce ourselves briefly so you know who you're talking to. I am the parent of 3 grown children and the proud grandparent of 5 wonderful grandchildren ranging in ages from 16 to 8. I live in the Midwest, but I hail from the state of Maine where I spend as much time as I can. I've been an educator for 30 plus years, and for all of that time, my passion has been that every child learn to read. And so I authored a program called Pathways to Reading. And the emphasis on this program, which has been in use for over 20 years, has been helping teachers to understand the science of reading and giving them the tools to put that into application. Now, I feel like that term, science of reading, is sort of a worn out term, kind of overused maybe. But what I want you to understand is the difference between what we know now about how our children learn to read and therefore how to teach them, between when I first stepped foot in the classroom, which would have been when Jenae was, I don't know what, Jenae, in primary school or something. The difference is phenomenal. And so it's this knowledge that drives Pathways, that drives our desire to reach every child. We know, we understand why some children are dyslexics and why they have difficulty learning to read and why other children don't have difficulty learning to read. So we hope, are very passionate and hopeful that through Pathways to Reading Homeschool, we can bring these same successful techniques and knowledge to you. And it really truly is has come about because of the passion of this delightful friend of mine that we have joined forces to create Pathways to Reading Homeschool. So let me turn it over to Jenae so you can meet her.
Thanks, Terry. I'm Jenae Crowley, and I have been married to Kevin for 17 years. We have 3 children, ages 13, 11, and 7. And prior to having children, I was a first grade teacher. And the summer before I started my very first year of teaching, my district sent me to Pathways to Reading training because we are going to be using the curriculum in the classroom. And I went that week, and it totally revolutionized my way of thinking about how children learn to read. And I really don't even feel like my undergraduate degree prepared me as well as Pathways to Reading training did. So I am a huge believer in Pathways to Reading, so much so that when I was homeschooling my first grade daughter last year, I just knew I had to use it. I couldn't find anything else on the market like it when I was looking into all of the homeschool curriculum. And as I was working with my daughter and just saw the amazing success that she was having with the program, just like all of my students had had when I was teaching, I just really felt like this needed to be available to families who are choosing to homeschool too. And so that's when I reached out to Terry, and this is kind of how she was so gracious and in joining forces and bringing this about for you all and for me. So I'm just so thankful to be part of this process.
And we're very excited to offer this to you and want you to know that as you engage with Pathways to Reading instruction and some of our unique strategies, that Jenae and I are always here to answer your questions. We're more than happy to take phone calls or emails, so do not hesitate. Our goal is your success and the success of that student sitting in that chair with you. So again, we thank you for looking into pathways to reading, and we know it's going to be a great foundation building for you and your child. Jenae?
Thank you so much. Just like Terry said, we're always here for you. We want to help you be successful. If you have any questions about the program or why we do things the way that we do, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.
Yes, and goodbye.
Bye.